Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In our today's video, we will continue our discussion on time domain analysis, and our today's topic is to converting a transfer function to state space and converting back from state space representation to a transfer function. First, we will work out on a translational mechanical system shown in this figure, and we will write the state equations for this particular system. It is more convenient when working with mechanical system to obtain the state equations directly from the equations of motion rather than from the energy storage element. So for example, consider an energy storage element such as spring. So the force will be equal to the constant K multiplied with the displacement x. This relationship does not contain the derivative of physical variable such as in electrical networks like voltage across a inductor L di by dt. Thus in mechanical systems we change our selection of state variable to be position and velocity of each point of linearly independent motion. So in this example we will see that although there are 3 energy storage elements, there will be 4 state variables. An additional linearly independent state variable is included for the convenience of writing the state equation. So first we will write the differential equations for this system like this: m1 d square x over dt square, and then across a damper dx1 over dt plus kx1 and minus kx2 will be equal to 0. Similarly, minus kx1 plus m2 d square x sub 2 over dt square plus kx2 will be equal to the force applied. So as there are 4 state variables in this system, so x1, v1, x2 and v2 will be the state variable. dx1, the derivative of displacement will be equal to the velocity. So this will be our first state variable. dx2 over dt square is equal to v2. So these will be our two state equation. For the remaining two state equation, we will write these equation in terms of velocity v1 and x1, because the maximum derivative that we can incorporate is the first order derivative. So here this term will be replaced with the dv1 over dt. So these three terms will be moved to the right side like this. So this will be plus, this will be minus, and this will be again minus. So right side we have no derivative, so this term will be replaced with these two terms will be replaced with velocity. This will be first derivative of velocity and this will be v1, and kx1 will be same and kx2 will also be same. Similarly, in this equation, this term will be replaced with the derivative of velocity dv2 over dt will be equal to plus kx1 and minus kx2 plus force, and will also be divided with m2. So this is our first state equation, this is second, this is third, and this is fourth. For fourth state variable, we have written 4 state equations. So from these 4 state equations, we can write the vector matrix form and vector matrix representation of state space. So these are 4 state variables. This is our x dot matrix. This is A matrix coefficient, and this is vector of state variables plus vector of B matrix, and this is our input. So here we have V1. So second term will be 1. Here x1, V1, x2. So fourth term will be equal to 0. Here first 3 term will be equal to 0, and here as V1 is equal to 0, so second term will be equal to 0. So this is our representation of mechanical system in the form of state space. Now we will convert a transfer function to state space representation. In our previous discussion, we applied the state space representation to electrical and mechanical systems. We learned how to convert a transfer function representation to a state space representation in this current discussion. One advantage of the state space representation is that it can be used for the simulation of the physical system on the computer. Thus, if we want to simulate a system that is represented by a transfer function, we must first convert the transfer function representation to a state space. This is the dynamic equation, and this is our transfer function. Transfer function is obtained by taking Laplace transform and of the both sides. Derivative will be replaced with the s. Nth order derivative will be replaced with the s raised power n, and coefficient multiplied with s raised power n minus 1. So we will divide all the, we will take common x of s, and all the coefficients will be divided on the right side, and b naught will be numerator and all the term will be denominator. This is our transfer function. If we want to convert this dynamic equation of the system to state space representation, we will choose the output. Here output will be y. Y will be equal to x1. We will take successive derivative of up to n minus 1 derivative. So we then use the phase variable to solve this, and we will again take derivative, or x1 derivative will be equal to dy by dt. Here we can see that dy by dt is also equal to x2. So this will be equal also equal to x2. This will be equal to x3 up to so on. So this technique is called phase variable technique, like this. So first of all, we have taken the output y to x1, then up to xn, and derivative n minus 1 power. N minus 1's derivative will be taken, again derivating both sides and consecutive, equating consecutive values. Derivative of first term will be equal to the next term. So if we want the nth derivative, all the term will be moved to the right side like this, and replacing these values xn derivative will be equal to minus a naught, and y is equal to x1, and dy by dt is equal to x2, and up to so on. This term is equal to xn plus b naught u. Like this. So the state vector will be equal to from x1 to xn. This vector matrix form is the phase variable form of the state equations. This form is easily recognized by the unique pattern of ones and zeros and negative of the coefficients of the differential equation written in reverse order in the last row of the system matrix. Next, we will find the output equation. This is phase variable form of the state equation, and this from this highlighted one we get the last row, and this is the output equation. So by this we have converted the transfer function to the state space representation. Let's work out an example. We want to convert transfer function with constant term in numerator. We have to find the state space representation in phase variable form for the system shown in this figure. So this is our transfer function. By cross multiplying we get this. Now we'll take the inverse Laplace transform to get the differential equation. This is our third order derivative, next second order, and this is s is first order derivative. This is constant term will be equal to 24r. Choosing the state variable as successive derivative, as we have discussed in the previous one. First of all, we select the output equal to the x1. This is our first step. Now we will take the successive derivative. Derivative of c will be equal to x2. Similarly, second derivative, and now again we differentiate x1 and x2 and x3. X1 derivative will be equal to x2, and x2 derivative will be equal to x3, and x3 derivative will be this c third derivative. So x1 derivative is equal to x2, x2 derivative is equal to x2 derivative is equal to x3, and x3 derivative will be obtained from this equation by moving these three terms to the right side like this. And c2 derivative, from here we can see that c2 derivative is equal to from here we can see that c is equal to x1, so minus 24 x1 plus 26 minus 26 x2, and similarly minus 9 x3 plus 24 r. From here we will get the A matrix. 0, this will be 1 coefficient as x has equal to 0, so and 0 0 1 last minus 24 minus 26 minus 9. State variable will be x1, x2 and x3. So this is representation of this transfer function to state space representation, and the output will be equal to only x1 as output y is equal to c, which is equal to x1. So here we have used only the x1. These are the state equation. This is the output equation. So this is the conversion of transfer function to the state space representation. In our next video, we will discuss how to convert from state space to transfer function.